Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Zero Excuses podcast. My name is Kenyon. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. All this month, we've been getting brilliant on the basics, and this week we have been covering time management skills. And today, what I wanted to talk with you guys about today is something that is very related and goes hand in hand with time management. That's attention management. I think that this is something that doesn't get talked a lot about, but I think it's just as important to keep in mind when we are trying to get after life and absolutely crush our goals. I think we need to guard it with the same fervor that we guard our time with, because if we're going to go through the trouble of planning and carving out time to get things done, how are we then setting up our environments within that time to extract the most value out of that time? Our attention needs to be treated as a scarce commodity. I see so many people just allow other people or electronic distractions to grab their attention when they are trying to get something very important done, and then they wonder why they are not reaching their goals and they're not having the life that they want. So that's what I want to cover today, and wanted to give you some practical strategies and tips to help you start to manage your attention just as well as you manage your time. So here it is. My first step here is, this seems so obvious, but again, we're getting brilliant on the basics here, is to eliminate distractions. Put your phone on airplane mode. Disconnect your computer from the internet. I guarantee you, if you do this for an hour, 2 hours, that no one's going to die, you're not going to miss anything important, and everything's going to be okay if you unplug for an hour or two. I would even encourage you to start off even longer, 3 or 4 hours. So my second tip here is to practice meditation. And I know this sounds crazy or woo-woo to some people, but this has been a total game changer for me. To make a long story short, what meditation has done for me is that it's allowed me to develop a second level of awareness of my own thoughts. I have developed what I call an observer. Some other people call it a witness. But you can take a step back and observe your thoughts, decide if this is something that is going to be productive in this moment or be unproductive in this moment, and allows me to put it into the garbage bin if I want to, or to take it and run with it. A very simple exercise you can start off with is just sit for 5 minutes, close your eyes, and just take slow, deep breaths and count your breaths. That's really a very, very simple thing you can do. If you find your mind wandering away from concentrating on your breath, just simply pause, bring your mind back to your breath, and continue on. I mean, I'm not perfect at this either. This takes a long time to practice, but it's been paying dividends for me. And my last tip on attention management is to get a solid night's rest, and not just regular old lay down in bed for 8 hours. Get a solid, good, deep, restorative amount of sleep each and every night. And the way that you do that, there's a couple things that I've found very useful. First is to have an evening routine, just something that will allow you to unwind your mind, to end the day on a positive note. Some key aspects of my evening routine, and I did a podcast episode a few months ago on this, but I'll recap it here. But the key components to my evening routine: number 1 is to plan your day out. Number 2 is to take a nice warm Epsom salt bath. I know some people don't have the luxury of the time to do it, but I encourage you to carve out the time to do it. I work out hard when I go to the gym, and this not only helps me wind down, but it helps my recovery and helps get some magnesium into the bloodstream. And magnesium is a natural relaxant to the body, and that helps me get into a good, solid, restorative sleep each and every night. And the third thing is that I take a sleep supplement, not one of those over-the-counter sleep aids that you commonly find in the drugstore. It's just a natural blend of naturally occurring compounds that the body uses to signal it to wind down and get into the sleep phase. I have a link in the show notes for what I use, so be sure to check it out. It's been a game changer for me. But getting a solid night's sleep is going to really help you improve your concentration and be able to help you manage your attention and time a lot more effectively than if you were going to be dragging ass, dog ass tired each and every day. You're simply not going to be operating at peak efficiency. So that's all I have for you guys today. Hope these time management and these brilliant on the basic episodes have been helpful and a good reminder to concentrate on the basics. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. Just a couple quick reminders, though. First, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave us a review on iTunes. And while you're also at it, don't forget to share this podcast with your friends and family, anyone who might get value out of listening to the topics that we cover on the show here. And also, don't forget to check out the show notes for all the items that I've mentioned during the show here. I also have links to check out what we have going on in our Infinite Results Mastermind group, and also how you can find out about my one-on-one discipline coaching program. It's all in the show notes, so please don't forget to check those out. Thanks again, guys. Have a kick-ass weekend. I'll talk with you again on Monday.